Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another hour review, episode 5 of season 2, League of Assassins.
Yes, I loved that they focused on Sara so much. It was amazing.
Yeah, after the past two episodes pretty much setting it up, this was basically Sara's tell-all episode.
Yeah, I love that they didn't push it to the side and have some random stupid villain of the week at the same time.
Well, Sara's villain was the villain of the week.
Yeah.
She got to be the main plot.
I love that.
She pretty much was the only plot. There was a few tiny side things.
Yeah, there was just Moira as well, but yeah, it was mainly Sara.
Yeah. The episode pretty much begins... How does the episode begin? The episode begins with the flashbacks, because this episode decides to take a step back and have this episode be a flashback all for Sara.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts with a complete reshot scene that we've already seen, but now with Katie Lotz doing it.
Yeah.
And then basically shows a short version of how Sara got to be in the flashbacks, which we saw last episode.
Yeah. She got on some boat.
Yeah, so, we don't learn any more about Oliver's flashbacks. We'll get to that next episode. But, yeah, this was a Sara episode, and as the title implies, we get a lot of information. We finally get a lot of information about the League of Assassins, something that'll be a recurring thing throughout the show.
One thing that's still a mystery, though, is that one of the guys says to Sara, don't think he'll spare you because you are the beloved. And I like that, because it's still a mystery for now, but we know what it means.
Well, he also does say... Well, remember, when he first goes to the house, or at least, I think it was either the house or when they found him again, he also says the daughter of Ra's al Ghul is... I can't remember. Something about that.
Yeah, no, he says child of Ra's al Ghul is awaiting your return.
Yeah. But... Yeah, so we get more foreshadowing and just more build-up, because, we've had foreshadowing of the League, but now we finally just say, yep, it's a League of Assassins. And it also ties in with stuff not stuff we didn't completely know, but stuff that had been foreshadowed with Malcolm, because we now learn that Malcolm was a member, because that hadn't been mentioned before.
Oliver thought they were dressed like Malcolm, but no, Malcolm was just wearing the uniform.
Yeah, I know, which is a cool, clever... I don't know if you call it a twist, but, all through Season 1, you see the Dark Archer outfit, and you think, oh, it's his iconic outfit, but then you realise, you know what, it's basically just a slightly altered version of League uniform.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, there's not a lot to talk about, but it also feels like there was a lot in the episode, because it's all Sara.
Katie Lotz is the greatest actor in the world.
Speaking of great actors, shall we talk about Quentin?
Yes! That scene where she walks up and reveals herself. It was amazing. I could feel the emotion. He was great. Yeah,
no matter what I've thought of other plot points and plot points coming up, there's always moments where Quentin just makes it great. There's another moment way later on that is just amazing, but there's so many... Quentin is so good at a lot of these things. But yeah, at least we get some revelation. She doesn't tell everyone, but at least now Quentin knows. And I like the fact that he's very understanding.
Yes. Like, she understandably thought that everyone would think less of her because now she's a murderer. She literally, for her job, got sent places to kill people. She killed a guy right in front of Quentin, and yet he was so understanding. He said, no, you're a survivor. She did what she had to do. She just, she was taken in by the League, and she just had to become one of them. She had no choice.
Yeah, that is... I mean, to be fair, she hasn't told the full story, but that's pretty much it. And one thing I like, even going forward, the mystery, even though we get a little bit of stuff with the flashback, there's always a big mystery of what happens...
in between
what we know,
meeting Ivo and then that scene with Oliver.
Pretty much, because we don't actually get much of the years between with her actually at the League. Pretty much none of it, actually. They might drop a few little bits of what happened, but that's about it. But we've got a long time to talk about Sarah, so there's plenty of stuff to reveal.
Yeah.
But this was basically Sarah's episode, and I enjoy it.
Hmm.
But yeah, she was going away, so we might not be seeing her for a while in the present, but she's still there in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, you're never not going to have Sarah.
I'm probably going to end up complimenting her outfits one day, but for now it's just simple black everything. But once we get to Legends, my god.
Yeah, alright. Well,
Speaking of outfits, Felicity once again had amazing outfits. And I know it's a minor detail, but I just have to mention that moment where Sarah is shirtless and you can see in the background Felicity is just staring at her boobs.
Yeah, alright.
I ship it.
Alright, have fun with that. But the thing is, it feels like almost every other character didn't do much. Like, Felicity, okay, she had a few little bits. Diggle basically does nothing.
I mean, Felicity had also a nice moment with Sarah, a moment of understanding. Like, she was like, thanks for not judging me or something along those lines. And she's like, Felicity just says, I know what it's like to be in a club you can't get out of. And yeah, she likens it to a gym membership, but... And Sarah says, thanks for not seeing me for what I am, a murderer. She expects everyone to see her as that. And I like that moment of understanding.
I'm glad that the thing is, people don't. This is a case of if you do it right, people don't notice. Because oftentimes people won't look at this episode as doing things right. Because they could have easily done it wrong. They could have easily tried to jam pack in other storylines about the other main plots of this season. But pretty much all of the other season plots, except for, the Moira stuff, isn't here. There's no Sebastian Blood, there's no other stuff going on, there's no Villain of the Week that doesn't connect to Sarah. All of that is, even though I think it was last episode that ended on a cliffhanger revealing stuff about Sebastian, but we're just going to forget about that. We've got Sarah to talk about.
Yeah, and that moment with Felicity just reminds me of how, working together in a scene as actors, it really does help to have that sort of chemistry and friendship outside of the job. I've seen interviews and all sorts of videos with Emily and Katie together, and those two are just the greatest together.
Well, okay, we've gone on about Sarah enough. We have to talk about the two other things that happened in this episode. We'll talk about the Moira stuff because it is an ongoing plot.
Yeah.
Because at least her plot doesn't, or at least that part of her plot resolves soon, so we've got to get it out the way.
Yeah, first she got offered life, maybe parole, and she was going to take it because she thought the alternative was death penalty.
Well, it's more, it wasn't about her deciding whether to go to prison or take the death penalty. It was whichever option would lead less of a court case. Because doing so would reveal secrets.
Yeah, she thought if she took the offer, if she didn't take the offer, then people would do more investigating and they would find out that secret.
Yeah, because you could see, she picks up on it immediately. Immediately after the guy says we can subpoena to get emails, phone calls, etc. That's exactly when she says, can I have a moment to talk about this?
Yeah.
But we'll get into more of that. We'll get into more of that secret soon. Moira clearly has secrets, and it's another interesting part of this show I just love. But we'll get to that soon. Don't worry.
I haven't said anything.
You have got a habit.
I have gotten a lot better at it.
Good. God help the people who watched our first few episodes. But, yeah.
The only somewhat spoilery thing I've said so far is the mention of Legends.
Shh, let's not worry about that now. But even, I'm trying to, you know what? That's the thing. The only other character who did anything, there was a few Laurel scenes, but...
Yeah, I like that she took on the case. I mean, she said she didn't have a choice, she was assigned to it, but I like that, I guess her reasoning for taking on the case was so that she could, maybe get some restraint on it.
Yeah, Laura wasn't as bad.
Even though her job is to be the prosecution, she's basically working as the defense as well.
Here's the thing,
trying to balance out what the other guy does.
Laura wasn't actually as bad as I'll remember. There was a scene in the middle where they go to her apartment I didn't like, but the beginning where she's working with Moira, and then the end, I actually like the bit where Quentin, from everyone's asking, "Are you okay?" Quentin asks, and this time she says she doesn't know.
Yeah, she's finally opening up to him.
Yeah, I did like that. All right, at least that's a step forward in the Laurel department. But you know what? She did bring up a good point. Why does nobody like Laurel? Well, she should just watch our reviews if she wants to know. But yeah, it feels like there's both a lot in the episode and not a lot, Because that's the thing, we can cover it pretty much quick because, like we said, the episode's got mostly just one plot.
She probably won't watch our reviews, but I do follow Katie Cassidy on Instagram and I could tag her in something.
No one's gonna care. But yeah, I do. All right, well, we're circling. Is there any other bit of the Sarah storyline we missed?
I guess not. All I know is I love it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I do love it too, and I love any fight scene with Katie Lotz. And the thing is, because
both sisters are named Katie.
Both Katie Lotz and Stephen Amell are one of the two major people in the show who do most of their stunt work. So fight scenes with those two are always the best.
Yes, she does all her own stunts, and I love it.
Yeah, both her and Stephen Amell can do most of their own stunts. So yeah, fight scenes with her are always much better.
I remember seeing this clip from a Comic-Con panel where Katie and Diggle were showing everyone how to pretend fight.
There is a little... Now, hang on. There is a tiny bit of... I don't know if you call it foreshadowing, but it does hint... Once more, there's more hinting towards what happens in flashbacks. But yeah, I have to have a clever ear to figure it out. At the end, when Diggle and Oliver have a moment, Oliver says prochnost, which is the Russian word he heard last episode, and he says he heard it from a friend. Now, we haven't seen anything else in the flashbacks.
But that tells us that the Russian guy is a friend.
Exactly, or something along those lines. So, yeah, I like those little bits where if you're clever and can connect the dots, I love it. That's something I don't even know if I would have picked up on the first time. But again, if you're re-watching it like us, it's so good. But speaking of things that are so good, what are you thinking?
9.
9? I was tossing between 8 and 9 as well. I am going...
It was bloody brilliant.
Well, you're sticking with 9, and you know what? I loved it a lot. Special props to Quentin and Katie's actors. Katie's actors? No. Katie Lotz and Paul Blackthorne. Pick one. But yeah, both of them are great actors.
I didn't pick one. I said Katie and Diggle before.
But yeah, okay, so I am going to go 8.5. You're going?
9.
All right, well... Next episode is the 6th episode. What is it called?
Keep your enemies closer.
I actually do remember what happens next episode. And it continues it. And it's another good episode, at least from what I remember. Continuing a different plot line. But, oh man, I'm starting to remember a lot of good stuff. But we'll worry about that soon.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed this episode like we did and you enjoyed the reviews, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time for the next episode.